Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. The Rebbe Shab speaks about a beautiful concept about the different levels of the light that Hashem reveals, and that there's the level of Hashem's light that He reveals for Himself, so to speak. Then there's the light He reveals that is beyond the receiver, but theoretically could come into to be received by the receiver. And then there's the light that is directly for the receiver to receive. So to go more into detail, there's a certain level. There's many different, you can get into the worlds, the different dimensions, the different spheros where this is appropriate, but I think that would take a lot of time. That would take a longer session, and I think that we're going to just, to get the general idea, we'll go through it in a more general, faster paced way, and yeah, we'll see where that goes. That generally there's the light. Basically, it says on the first day of creation, Hashem revealed this light, and then He hid the light and stored it away for the future to come, for the days of redemption. Okay, so that's the light that, so to speak, that's the light that Hashem revealed, but it's a light that it's just a light that's it's only related to Himself, only appropriate for Himself to receive. Not necessarily receive, but it's a light that's only in connection to Himself. It's not a light that any created being, as we know of now, there's no relation between the created being. He has no capability to even relate to this light. So that's the highest level light. Then there's the middle level of light, where it's a tremendously powerful light, but so generally the created being cannot receive this light. He cannot comprehend or relate to this light. When we speak about light, we're speaking about a level of revelation. It's a level of revelation. It's such a high level of revelation that it can't be received by the created being. He can't come to receive this light. He has nothing. But in theory, he could come to a place where he could receive this light, meaning it's above him, but theoretically, with hard work, with growth, with pushing himself, he can build himself up to receive this light. It's just for now beyond him. And then there's the level of light that's already revealed to him that he's able to relate to. So to help us understand this, we'll give an analogy. So you have a teacher who is a tzaddik teaching his student. So there's a few levels. The tzaddik has so much knowledge in his mind. He has a tremendous awareness of God, awareness of Torah, understanding of Torah. He's a vast perception of this reality. And then he has a student who's at a much lower level. So the tzaddik, he has to contract his thoughts, and he has to only give a little specific small amount of what he knows and contract it until it's a tiny little point, tiny little teaching, that then the student could be able to actually perceive it and absorb it, and it becomes one with the student. So in a way, the tzaddik, he has to hide his own understanding. He has to hide from the student his tremendous awareness, because if he gets too into detail with it, the student won't be able to relate to it at all. So, and until he has to be able to give over to the student this teaching. So from the student's perspective, it's not really hiding it. It's true that tzaddik has to contract himself. He has to hide his knowledge and only give over a little point to the student. But for the student, that gives the student the ability to actually understand it. It's not like the student's like, oh, why is he hiding it from me? Student, in fact, the fact that the teacher hides all this knowledge, it allows the student to be able to grasp a certain point, and the student actually does understand it and relates to it. And then as he gets higher and higher, he's able to relate to it. Then there's the level that the student, there's a level of understanding that tzaddik will stay to the student. The student won't understand it, but in theory he could see how with some work he'll be able to understand it. So it's beyond him definitely, but it's within his reach to be able to get there, and he will be able to understand it. And there's some still relevance to him. There's still some connection to him, to that light. And then there's the level of the light within the tzaddik that the student, for all intents and purposes, won't be able to understand. Let's say the tzaddik experienced a vision of Hashem. He went up to a higher dimension, and he experienced a tremendous revelation of God at those levels, and he saw things that are beyond this physical world. So then, even as great of a teacher as he may be, It's not within the student's capability to actually learn these things because they're beyond words, they're beyond physical, they're beyond the tzaddik doesn't have the tools to be able to, like, there's no words to be able to give it over to the student. As much as he teaches him, he could reach that level, the in-between level, the light that's beyond him, he can get there. But the light that he was shown that's beyond, that's higher than the reach of this student to be able to reach. The only way the student could reach that is if Hashem shows that student the same visions. But that's not within the teacher's ability to teach with words. So I hope this was clear. The three levels. There's the light that the level that a person relates to. They fully grasp. They understand. They're aware of the knowledge. They're aware of, so to speak, using knowledge, but like it's related to the level of light, revelation that they're able to experience. Then there's the level that's above them, but they could see how one day they'll be able to get there. And then there's a level that's completely hidden, has no relation to them at all. So what's all this about? It's a beautiful idea, but how does this relate to serving Hashem and to the point that we're trying to make here? So we're saying that what we're going to experience in the times of Moshiach, to just sum up the point, what we're going to experience in the times of Moshiach is this level of Hashem's light that is just, it's a revelation of Hashem himself, that is not connected to any level of reality, any created being, but rather just it's relevant to Hashem himself. That's the level that we're going to connect to. We're going to internalize that. We'll be able to connect that, to grasp that. That's the level we're going to be able to grasp in the times of Moshiach. So that's that's like a fusion of opposites if you think about it. That's like saying, like, the level of light, the level of godly revelation that's completely above us, that we have no ability to be able to understand. It's beyond even us. It has no relation to us at all. That's what will be in the times of Mashiach will be completely related to us, and we'll be able to understand and we'll be one with. We'll internalize it. So we're not saying that we're going to experience a tremendous level of the in-between level, the middle level, the level that's beyond us, but theoretically could get to. We're not saying we're just going to reach tremendous levels that's within our potential. We're saying we're going to experience something that is beyond completely our potential. With all the studying in the world, theoretically we can't get there without Hashem helping and giving it over to us. That's the level we're going to experience in the days of Mashiach with the Beis Hamikdash. That, as you know, there's many different levels. And even the prophets previously, so they experienced a level of prophecy from the sphere of Netzach. I'm not going to go into the details of all this, but Hod and Yisod of Atzilus. So basically, the highest world of the four worlds is the world of Atzilus, where it's a revelation of God, where no created being experiences his own presence. It's just everything about the world is pure godliness. Everything is revealed in a way of infinite through the Sfirot. It's a world which is it's the connecting point between the infinite light and the worlds. So it has an aspect of infinite in it and has aspects of finite within it. That's where the prophecy comes from. That's where general prophecy comes from. And that's the level of light, the in-between level, where we can get to theoretically, but it's beyond us right now. That's where Moshe received his prophecy. And then the later prophets like Ishaya and Yechezkel, they received that level from the world of Atzilus, but through the worlds of Bria and Yetzirah, meaning they experienced a much more contracted level of that prophecy than what Moshe experienced. Moshe experienced a clear prophecy at a very high level of speaking to Hashem. The other prophets, they had visions, so they experienced a much more contracted level of prophecy. We're saying that in the times of Moshiach, we're not just going to experience what Moshe experienced, the world of Atzilus, the fusion of infinite and through the finite. Rather, we're going to experience above that, the infinite itself, through the infinite light of Hashem himself. Through being in this physical body, which is finite, we're not going to see the infinite through the finite. We're going to experience the infinite and the finite together as one. That's because Hashem is not infinite, he's beyond infinite. He's not limited to... He's beyond infinite and finite, and through him, and because of how great Hashem is, he can fuse the two. So to help understand this, Moshe experienced the level of the world of Atzilus. Still has a limited aspect to it. Whereas in the times of Mashiach, we're going to experience that light that Hashem stored away in the first day of creation, that is completely beyond our level. In theory, it is a light that has nothing to do with us. It's a light that Hashem reveals for himself, so to speak. It's connected just to Hashem himself, but yet we're going to experience that. So this is something that I would suggest, if this video was complicated for you, I would suggest please watch it again. I think the steps are made clear, but it's very deep. So the mimer that I was learning, I learned it a few times till I was able to, to connect to it, to understand it more. So I'd say if you had trouble with this video and it was more it was intense, I would say watch it again. And that goes for all my videos. I would say watch it again if you like, not just my videos, any piece of Torah you learn. The Rebbe Rashab also says that when you learn something over and over again, you get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. The first time learning it, you're learning it at a more external, superficial way. The more you learn something, the deeper you get, the more you're able to absorb and see the elokus within it. So may Hashem bless you all. Let's be excited. There's a level that Hashem's going to reveal to us that it's beyond logic. It's not like a beautiful high level of prophecy that's like a beautiful light that's the peak of our potential that we're reaching. No, we're going to reach a level, maybe today, that's beyond even our potential. There's no it doesn't make any sense at all that within our limited bodies we're going to experience an infinite light. It's the fusion of opposites, and that's the beauty. That's because we're giving something to Hashem by coming down in this world, by serving Hashem in our bodies. We're setting the stage for this. May Hashem bless you. As I've said in previous videos, if you're not Jewish, you also have a part in this. By keeping the 7 laws of Noach and sharing with others, you are bringing this reality upon the world. God bless you all. Please share this video. Be well.